Welcome to the Milk and Cookies podcast. This is the super amazing podcast. It has absolutely everything to do with American football and nothing to do with milk and cookies. My name is Alex. We got Anthony, we got Leon, we got Frankie. We got a full team here today. We're ready to go right into what's all happened week 13. So just going to go off with this. When I was editing the videos last week, two people Thursday night made a very poor choice of going against Dallas for some reason with a beaten up Saints team. So I want to hear some reasonings behind this, because when you guys were saying, oh, it's an upset, oh, the Saints, oh, the Cowboys, it didn't make any sense to me. So can you please reiterate your reasoning again for me?
I just hate Dallas in general.
Well, you can't make predictions based off if you hate them or not. I truly thought the Saints were going to upset the Cowboys. Okay.
Because that's fair. That's a valid reason.
Two of the last three times the two teams had played, the Saints had won.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought process was, without Mike McCarthy, they were not going to win.
And see, that's a good reason. I can understand that.
Anthony.
But I mean, honestly, like Taysom Hill did better than I thought he would.
He threw 4 interceptions.
Exactly. Yeah. He still did better than I thought he would.
Oh.
But then again, this also just keeps rolling with the fact that Taysom Hill is not a quarterback.
No.
He ran for 100
given
yards.
Time.
And he threw – Anthony, he is 28 years old, and he threw 4 interceptions.
Okay, you have one bad game. You have one bad game.
When was the – okay.
One game doesn't mean something about
Brett Favre threw 4 interceptions in a playoff game at age 35.
Who?
Still, one game doesn't mean anything about a quarterback.
Anthony, so is he better than Winston?
Taysom Hill?
Is Taysom Hill better than Jameis Winston? Yes or no?
Yes. And my personal opinion.
Like, what?
Okay, no, wait, guys, here. No, I got this. Anthony, taking away the bias from Jameis Winston on the Bucs, is Winston better than Taysom Hill?
When Winston was on the Bucs?
If you take that away, okay, so take away
If you take Winston away from being on the Bucs?
I'm asking if you take your bias away from Jameis being a Buccaneer.
Oh, no, I never liked Winston. He threw 103. No quarterback besides Winston throws 103 picks in 63 games.
Okay, so do you think that if Taysom Hill was the starter,
he makes poor decisions with the football?
What do you think the Saints' record would be right now if Taysom Hill was the starter every single game this year?
Right now, there's 7 with the 17-game schedule.
Yes.
What are they at right now?
They're at 5-7, and Jameis Winston had them before he got injured. Got to 5-2.
I have them at maybe like a 6-6.
Anyway,
to what Anthony's saying, you don't know if Taysom Hill would do that. Would put up the numbers.
Give him another week. Give him another week.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just one game. You can't judge a quarterback off one game.
Well, here, I'll say this. I'll give this. I do think that Taysom Hill is a better starter than Trevor Siemian, but that's as far as I'll go.
Okay, so if Taysom, who do the Saints have this week?
The Saints this week have...
They're at the Jets.
Oh, that's a win.
So if Taysom Hill pops off, let's just say, goes crazy. 5 touchdowns. 1 pick.
Okay.
1 pick, just given.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to say Taysom Hill's a good quarterback?
No, because he played against the Jets.
And he's only made what, 3 starts in his career?
Yeah.
So when Taysom Hill plays against a decent opponent or a good opponent, not saying that because they got the Jets this week, and then you got the Bucs next week. So I'm gonna be at both of those games, by the way. So if you want to come say hi, more than welcome to. But
here's what I will say. They were missing Alvin Kamara, which is a huge weapon for any quarterback.
Kamara is still hurt with his knee.
Exactly. And they were also missing their right tackle.
Yeah, we watched the same game. This dude, Taysom Hill, can't even like.
I was at work on Thursday.
He made some tough.
I was at work, so I didn't watch the game.
Well, then that's okay. Yeah, that's the problem.
Look, he made some good throws. Okay, he made a couple good throws, but at the exact same time, like, there's one stat line that's still kind of setting me off, and it's 4 interceptions. All right.
Okay, Jameis's first pass of his career was a pick six.
Okay. I know. I remember that game against the Titans week 1 in 2015.
Yeah.
So I'm still saying Jameis isn't a future franchise quarterback.
I think if Jameis Winston was still healthy, I believe the Saints would be I think they'd be 6th right now in wild card contention, right behind the Rams. I say that the Saints would be. So what? They're 5-7 now. So I would say that the Saints would be 7-5. Granted, okay. So
who have they played since beating Tampa Bay?
They played Dallas. The previous week they
lost to Buffalo.
They lost to Buffalo. That's a loss anyway that you look at it.
Yeah. Well, more on them in a minute because Buffalo's.
They lost to Philadelphia.
Who knows what's going on with Buffalo?
I don't think they would have won that game if Winston starts. They could not.
I think they would have because Taysom Hill was still able to march that offense for 30 points.
Alex, they couldn't stop Philly's offense for a lick.
I understand. I understand they couldn't stop the offense, but I think that also Jameis would have been able to put another touchdown in there, at least make the game closer. I think that they could have won that game.
They could have won. If there's any game they could have won, it's Tennessee.
Yeah, they did. They lost that one off of just poor offensive play.
And because there was a terrible roughing the passer call, as we know.
Yes. And then the week that James got injured was when they played Tampa Bay. So
they won.
They won that game.
And they could have beaten Atlanta. Atlanta, they lost by 2.
Yeah. So
should have beat Atlanta.
There you go.
What are we saying? If Jameis Winston is still playing, they have 2 more wins than they have.
Yeah. And they would look better for the rest of their couple games.
The scary part about the Saints is they're still in it, if you think about it.
They know they are. They are.
Unless they just lose out.
Because here's the thing. They play who? The Jets this week?
Yes.
Okay. That technically could be an upset. Not an upset game, but like
I agree with him.
It could be a trap game.
It's a huge trap game because it's a game that the Saints probably think they should win, but it's all.
Let's take it into Minnesota, Detroit.
Well,
Minnesota should have easily beat Detroit.
They don't have the same defenses. Saints defense is 10 times better.
If we're already gonna move into the Minnesota Detroit game, Minnesota is currently 5-7, and despite their offense being decent, Mike Zimmer has got to be in the hottest seat of all time now.
He should have been fired after the game, honestly.
He should have been fired.
He shouldn't have even taken the plane ride.
There's no excuse for losing that game. Like Mike Greenberg tweeted, "What coverage were was Minnesota playing on that last play that Detroit won the game on?"
Prevent.
It was prevent.
Yeah, they should have played underneath though. He was wide open.
Play it like you would normally play an 11 yards from away from the end zone.
I mean, look, give it credit here. The Lions were due for a win, regardless.
Oh yeah, and out of all of us, had the Lions winning.
And it was
congratulations.
Yeah, won.
I still won the week. I'll take that.
You know what, Frankie?
Hey, you know what? I'm only a game out of first, so.
Me too.
No,
I'll get there.
You've been saying that for weeks.
All right, so I don't think we need to say anything about Indianapolis. Houston, that was a beating, 31-0.
Houston's awful.
Of course, Houston's awful. We've known that. They're just trying.
They're out of the playoffs.
Apparently, they never crossed the Indianapolis 40-yard line.
That's really sad. The next game on the list is Miami playing the Giants. Miami 5-game win streak.
Wow.
The offense is the offense really didn't have that good of a game. I mean, a win's a win. I'm not happy with how they performed because the Giants offense was missing Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, and Danny Dimes. And we still we had some good play. We got
Giants defense is good though.
The Giants defense is decent. Like I like their defense. It's the offense that can't get anything rolling.
Well, things you didn't think you'd tweet around Halloween. The Dolphins have 1 fewer win than the Bengals.
Yeah, no kidding. That's really.
Let's just call it for what it is.
So wait, what's the Bengals record right now?
Bengals are 7-5. The Dolphins are 6-7.
Oh, that is weird.
It is weird. It's weird the teams still haven't had their bye yet. It's the middle of December.
Yeah, Dolphins bye is this week. So
Miami, Indy, New England, and there's I think another team. Indianapolis. Oh, did I mention them?
No, Indy, Miami,
New England,
and
there's another team in there, I think.
I can't think of the other one.
I'm not sure who it is either, but
regardless, yeah, this is the last week of bye weeks anyway, so the next 4 weeks after this is going to be 16 games every week. So,
all time.
And remember, the last 2 weeks are when Saturday games are usually around after Christmas is when Saturday games are out too. So
it's so weird.
I like Saturday games because college football isn't around anymore, so we get a Saturday NFL game. So
you'll have a lot. I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. Alex brings up a great point. You're going to have a lot of standalone games in the NFL, and we got the college bowl season starting. Which I mean, people don't care about bowl games outside of the college football playoff. Hey, there are some good matchups.
I think that there's going to be a lot of good matchups for bowl games this year.
You got Clemson, Iowa State.
Yeah.
You got
friendly cheese. It matters.
Yeah. What do you want me to talk about?
Do you want? You guys don't like the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl with Washington State and University of Miami?
Oh my God! Well, no, it'd be better if Mike Leach was still the head coach in Pullman. But
you don't like the Gasparilla Bowl, University of Florida and Florida. I hate UCF. I hate UCF.
Well, you should.
Watching the Gators.
Go Gators! Just for the day.
Gross.
Hey, I called you earlier and said I'm going to be a Gator fan for the day, and you're like, "Okay, I'm okay with that."
My team's in the college football playoff, so I'm just
overrated.
All right. Well, we can talk about that. We can talk about that off camera. We need to get back on track here, aside from college football. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Anybody expect a difference there? You really think Atlanta was going to win? No.
Atlanta sucks.
No.
Kept it close.
They did keep it close. They kept it close until the third. Late in the third.
Kept it close because
typical third quarter.
That stupid end of the half play.
Mm-hmm.
They threw the ball on the 2-yard line and they ran a pick six back. They were being greedy. Tampa Bay should have won by at least 20. But
they should have.
It just shows how much better they are than Atlanta and really any other team in that division.
Atlanta didn't even sell out that game.
But they still kept an interesting game until late in the third quarter. They still had
typical third quarter.
They were still down by 3, and then they were down by 13 at the end of the game.
Crazy to think Atlanta's still in the hunt for a playoff berth.
I have something interesting to compare about the AFC, NFC. Nobody let me forget that, but I want to save it for the end. Philadelphia at the Jets. Gardner Minshew needs to be traded away from the Eagles and given a real shot on a team that can give him a start.
Unless Minshew just starts the rest of the year.
Unless he turns into the next Ryan Fitzpatrick.
The thing is that, you know what? If it means that he's going to be able to start on another team, I'm okay with that. I think he's actually a decent
Minshew to Miami?
No, not Minshew to Miami.
No, Tua.
Fitzy's going to retire.
We don't even have Fitzpatrick on the Dolphins anymore. He's with Washington.
Fitzpatrick's with Washington. I think Washington has their quarterback.
Taylor Heineke. I think that's honestly truthful. I think Heineke is a potential future right there.
Talk about things you didn't think a month ago. The Washington football team would be in the playoffs if the season ended today, comfortably, might I add.
Yeah, 2-6 to now 6-6 at number 6 in the wild card for the
end. Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Does the football team beat Dallas?
No.
They can.
They can, but no, they won't.
It's in Washington.
If it's in Washington, then there's
in Washington, then give it a Washington.
If it's in Washington, they have a chance. If it's in Dallas, no. I understand next week.
This week?
It is in Washington.
I still don't.
Can we just say?
I still don't think that Dallas is going to let that one slip by.
Can we just say the Seahawks suck?
Yeah, and the Seahawks still won, though. That's the thing.
They just beat the 49ers.
Yeah, you're still 4-8.
Yeah. But a win's a win.
I agree with you, man. Seahawks suck this year.
They do. They don't even have their first round pick. They still have the Jets still have it.
49ers gave the game away with the fumble in.
But you know what, Leon? It's okay for us because remember, we have the 49ers first round pick. So
you have every other team's first round pick.
We don't even have our own. The Eagles have our first round pick, and then we have the 49ers.
Y'all have 6 first round picks in the next 3 years.
We have 1 this year and 2 next year, and then after that it goes back to normal.
I'll say this. Tua's been playing better.
Thank God.
Jalen Waddle. No one talks about Jalen Waddle because of what Jamar Chase did early on this season, but he's been really good for that team.
Jalen Waddle has been really, really, really consistent. And honestly, he is 16 catches away from breaking the rookie reception record, and he has 4 games left.
What is that record?
Anquan Bolden, 101.
Well, that's right. Because I thought Jamar Chase might break it. Well,
no. Rookie reception is Justin Jefferson.
Florida State, Anquan Bolden.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So who holds the record for
receiving yards is Justin Jefferson. Receptions, as in catches, is Anquan Bolden.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I knew Jefferson had the yards record.
Yes, Jefferson broke yards last year, but if Jalen Waddle, Jalen Waddle had 9 catches this past week against the Giants, and he's been averaging almost double-digit targets a game because Will Fuller and Devontae Parker are out. Parker just got back into the fold. Will Fuller, I don't expect to come back until maybe the last 2 weeks of football. So I fully expect Jalen Waddle to break the record.
All right, next game.
Watch him come like 1 catch short.
Unless he gets injured, I don't anticipate that at all. Tua throws the ball.
Anthony, you just love to roast Florida State and the Dolphins.
Next game, Arizona and the Chicago Bears.
That was a cold weather game.
Matt Nagy's done. Let's be honest.
He should have been done weeks ago.
He should have been done after Tampa.
Bad weather was an attribute as well. I will agree with Leon.
What was the highlight of that?
Here's the thing I think about. It's more so bigger picture than that game in particular. The number 1 seed in the NFC might be traced back to an interception in the end zone by Green Bay and Arizona.
Yeah, you're right.
Because or in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, take your pick.
If the Packers walk away with the first seed, Lambeau late December, early January is always a nightmare to play in. I do not anticipate anybody trying to break that. Regardless of team stature, maybe the Bucks, maybe one of the other big ones. But honestly, Lambeau,
Bucks are playing for the home seed.
I understand that, but I'm just saying
Tampa Bay can still get it. Tampa Bay can still get that 1 seed.
And the NFC, it's anyone's race.
Well, anybody of the big 5. The big 5 being the Bucks, the Packers, the Rams, the Cardinals, and Dallas.
The Rams are hit or miss.
The thing is that, look.
Yeah, they are.
I agree, but I still think that they're one of the top contenders in the end.
I can't wait to see Cooper Kupp's final stat line this season. It's going to be ridiculous.
He already has like 1,100 yards plus.
And they still have, 5 games left?
5 games.
I cannot wait for that game on Monday.
It's going to be a good one. It's that's going to be a really good game.
No win expected.
Next game, we have the Chargers at Cincinnati. Do you just want to skip over this one?
No, I mean, it's worth talking about because I think what happened was the Chargers exposed the Bengals secondary. It's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals defense has been good because their defensive line has gotten pressure on opposing quarterbacks, but when they go up against a team with big, strong receivers that can beat you deep, they struggle. I'll give Justin Herbert credit. And by the way, he's a phenomenal quarterback.
No, he is.
Yes.
I told you, Alex, that's 2 quarterbacks.
But he's 2 quarterbacks.
Who's the first one?
What makes Herbert so good is he can climb the pocket, roll out, set his feet, and then throw these gorgeous deep balls like no other quarterback in the league besides maybe Aaron Rodgers can.
Mm-hmm.
Or Patrick Mahomes too. It's phenomenal to watch him play. Too many turnovers from the Bengals. They fell behind early. I will say this though: if Joe Mixon doesn't fumble on the early in the fourth quarter, I think the Bengals go on to win that game. As surprising as that might sound.
Well, the thing is that this is what I believe is what's going to happen. So this week, Cincinnati plays up against San Francisco and Cincinnati.
It's a big game.
It is a big game. It's a big game for both teams because if the 49ers win, honestly, unless half their team goes on IR, they're probably going to make the playoffs. Likewise with Cincinnati, if they can beat the 49ers, it's going to help in the AFC playoff race. If they lose, they're going to be struggling to try and hit 6.
If they lose, they still might. If they lose, though, they still might be in the 7-team picture.
No, I agree. If they lose, they still have a chance. But if they win, they're going to have a much better chance of being in the playoffs, let alone getting the 6th seed or maybe even the 5th.
Well, that's fact.
It's just depending on where they're going to be in the playoffs. So, oh boy. Okay, so Rams at Jacksonville. This already proves something else. Rams, they had a cupcake game, 37-7. They needed this to bounce back. Jacksonville is Jacksonville. You can't revive this team for the rest of the year. You just got to look to the draft and hope to God that something else can occur from it. Washington at Raiders.
Don't get me started. It was a holding call.
Zay Jones shouldn't have dropped that pass.
The Washington secondary.
Trayvon Merrick, whatever that guy's name is, had that interception.
Okay, the Washington football team player shouldn't have held the jersey.
Well, you know what? Holding calls get missed all the time.
It was clear as day.
Well, you know what?
He's being held for 10 yards.
I haven't seen it yet.
You want to see the photo?
Not really.
If you have it and can access it.
Well, the problem is that now the Raiders' playoff chances are starting to dwindle because remember they were at 1.5-2, and now they're 6-6.
Typical.
And they lost Kenyon Drake.
Not saying that Josh Jacobs can't take it up, but I mean he's going to be the number 1 back right now, and he needs.
Well, that's the problem.
That's the photo.
Let me. Okay.
I mean.
Oh, that happens.
Holding.
What? It happens all the time.
Holding.
By the way.
He was being held.
Josh Jacobs can take over a game. The Raiders just don't let him because they don't run the football.
Oh.
And if you don't believe me, look at Josh Jacobs' carry numbers in every game this season. I think he has no game above 16.
No, I agree. It's a shame because he is a definitive number 1 back. I mean, he's not an all-purpose 100% back, but I mean, he deserves to have at least more than 16 carries a game. And if they utilize them the right way, then they might be able to try and make the rest of their season look positive. But right now, 6-6 and going into
it's
a game,
rebuilding. I don't want to say rebuilding because I say that too much about the Raiders.
What?
The problem is you can't say rebuilding with the Raiders because right now they're not in a process of rebuilding. If they were rebuilding,
I should quit making excuses.
Right now, you're 6-6. You have a big conference game this week
we played
at
the
Kansas
Chiefs.
City. Yes,
we played the Chiefs.
And here's the thing with the Raiders, and I'm sorry to say this: if the Raiders lose, I'm not anticipating them to make the playoffs. If they win, there's a good chance.
There's hope. There's hope if they make the playoff. There's hope.
But
what's their remaining schedule? I think it's.
Remember last year? We won in Kansas City.
You know who you had in that game before he decided to drive drunk? Henry Ruggs.
Oh, that.
But we got Deshaun Jackson.
You also had John Gruden as your head coach.
Yeah.
Now
we're gonna get Eric Bieniemy as our head coach.
That was a low blow, Frankie.
You know what? It's so easy. It's so easy to roast the Raiders.
Oh my God. Anyway, moving on. We got a couple games left. Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
What a game.
Baltimore's falling apart.
They are.
I mean, Lamar Jackson's not playing well. They just lost their best corner, so we won't get to see Jamar Chase roast him again in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they're in first place right now.
That's not going to stay.
Seattle at San Francisco.
We already did that.
Okay. Kansas City at Denver.
Terrible game. Boring.
Horrendous.
Mm-hmm. And then the final one was New England, Buffalo, and we already discussed that earlier in the video. So
I think Buffalo's getting too much of a pass, honestly.
No, they are. They're 7-5 right now.
I'll say this, and this offense at times reminds me a lot of the Bills' offense from the early 90s. Yeah, you know what those 90s offenses had? A running game. This offense this year with Buffalo, no such thing.
They haven't had a consistent running game since the days of
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to go a little bit more recent with CJ Spiller, but even then, that wasn't necessarily too consistent.
No. Well, yeah, but truly great run game.
No, they haven't had one ever.
Yeah.
They haven't had one in a long time. Now, the thing I was going to say about the AFC and the NFC, if you look at the playoff brackets between both teams right now.
Jim Kelly could sling it.
Mm-hmm.
Should any team fear Buffalo?
No. Absolutely not.
All right.
So just one thing I'm going to end this video off on is the AFC and the NFC. Look at the playoff brackets currently for both of them. If you look at the NFC, there's Washington, who's 500. And I'm going to fucking put a hole through my goddamn monitor right now. I swear to fucking God.
What's the stat?
No, I'm just saying with Washington's in 6th place going 6-6. And then they have a 7th place seed who's in a losing record right now. While you look at the AFC, you have multiple teams in contention. Everybody is still in there except for Houston. But I mean, just look at the teams that are currently outside of the playoffs that are looking in right now. All right.
So
what does the wild card look like right now? Who's fifth through 7th is what? Buffalo.
It goes Chargers, Bengals, and then Bills.
Okay, so Chargers, Bengals, and Bills. Both of them are all
7-5.
Eagles.
7-5, they're a good team. What?
The Eagles are in it for the NFC.
I know, but I'm talking about AFC.
Oh, AFC right now on the brink. Steelers, Colts, Raiders, Browns, Broncos, Dolphins.
Exactly.
How are the Dolphins 6 and 7 and have the bottom seed?
Tiebreakers. I mean, they lost to Indianapolis.
A 6 and 6 team's better than them.
Well, they're 6 and 7. 6 and 6 is 6 and 6 is a half. 6 and 7.
Anyways,
sorry, I'm slow.
Look,
yeah,
the AFC has no definite major killers in there. No elite teams at the top, except like, look, the Patriots are good, and you got the Ravens, and you got the Titans, but
get this,
they're not dominating. That's the problem right now. They're not. What?
If the playoffs started today, guess who the Bucks would play?
Washington?
In Tampa, though.
Okay.
I think it's the
rematch of last year.
Washington.
Yeah.
The team without a name.
Washington is in 6th place right now. Well, look, what I'm saying right now is, look, you got the NFC that has 5 teams that are doing great right now. Those are the showstoppers. They're the killers. They're everything. You look at the AFC, maybe the Patriots and maybe one other team is like that. And the rest are just really, really good teams that are not elite yet. As of right now, I've said this last year, I'll say it again this year, the AFC is a better conference right now than the NFC.
Correct.
Leon, Anthony, agree, disagree? Leon says agree.
What was that?
The AFC right now is a better conference than the NFC.
Debatable.
I don't think so. I'm just the AFC. The records are, they're kind of
Record-wise, yes, but there's more talent in the NFC.
I still know some NFC teams who would kill us. So
no, I agree. I'm not okay. Let me rephrase that. The AFC is more competitive than the NFC. There, is that a better statement?
The NFC has stronger teams, though,
but in less quantities.
Sure.
Yeah, there
significantly less quantities.
Sure.
Because right now, 2 teams in the NFC that are currently in playoff runs have a 500 record or lower, while in the AFC, you have 3 teams that are 7-5 and a bunch of other teams that are 6 wins just outside.
So then who do you see as the way too early Super Bowl matchup?
Wouldn't shock me if it was Tampa Bay, New England.
Yeah, no, I'd hate to say it, but I also think it might be the Patriots.
Okay. To my Dolphins fans, if it's Tampa Bay, New England, who are you rooting for? You hate Tampa, but you also hate
not going to the playoffs.
If it's New England and Tampa Bay, I'm rooting for the shotgun in my mouth.
I'm just saying, though. Since the Patriots are in your division, but you also got Tampa.
Mm-hmm. I think I would.
Would you rather see?
I think I would watch the Puppy Bowl before I watch the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's Tampa Bay, New England.
If it's Tampa Bay, New England, I would rather watch the Puppy Bowl.
No, I'd want to see that game because I want to see Brady against Belichick.
I don't.
A rematch of Brady and Belichick.
I want to see that. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. God, this is gonna be an editing nightmare.
Say what you will about New England. since losing to Tampa Bay, they are 8-1, and their one loss came in overtime to Dallas.
No, I hate to admit it, but they are a good team.
They'll end up losing to the Colts in the playoffs or something like that.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
If the Colts make it.
Yeah, the Colts are good.
The Colts might make it. They have a good chance. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We will get our prediction video out very, very shortly. And just thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys real soon.